disrespected, overworked and underpaid female employee gets the last laugh.
I have always been a hard worker thanks to my parents' work ethic and raising 3 kids on a shoestring budget. My dad took every bit of overtime he could get, missing holidays and never using vacation or sick time so my mom could stay home with us kids and have a hot meal on the table every night. When we were school-aged, my mom went back to school and got a job where she could be home when we got off the bus, and shuttle us to every sport and activity we wanted to participate in. To this day, I still have no idea how they afforded it all. So it was natural for me, the oldest of 3, to apply for jobs as soon as I turned 15, landing a retail position where I worked every hour allowed by my work permit. I saved up enough to buy a used car before I was even old enough to drive, and once I got my driver's license I worked 2 or 3 jobs at a time to save for college. I got a summer internship at my dad's company that led to me working my way up through the industry toward an engineering position, which I was already studying in college. At the beginning of my last year in college, I had already accepted a job offer with a company I'll call Jerks Incorporated for a full-time engineering job after I graduated. As a salaried Jerks Incorporated employee I was not paid overtime, but still worked a minimum of 60 hours a week, and often 80 to 100 hours a week when I worked at remote job sites all over the US, which was about 80% of the time. These jobs had me busting ass outside all day in the scorching summers of the southern US to the frigid winters of the northern states. My manager at the time strictly enforced the policy of only 1 paid comp day after any given trip, even if I'd worked 2 consecutive 100-plus hour weeks. He never traveled and left work each day the minute he clocked 8 hours.
Other managers called me copy girl because they only briefly saw me in the office making copies of manuals and drawings before I raced back out to another demanding job site. One day I was called into my manager's office and reprimanded for frequently using the company phone, designated for business use only, in the middle of the night. I pointed out every one of those calls on the phone bill were from our customers needing emergency technical support. He had no idea my job required 24/7 on-call response. After 5 years, I had a small team under me who put in the same grueling hours and enjoyed the same $500 bonus each year. I was repeatedly denied requests to give them raises or paid overtime, and when I back-calculated my effective hourly wage over the last 5 years, it was less than I was making at my first job at 15.
I subsequently gave my notice. In my exit interview, the bigwigs were very upset and worried that I would take their clients with me. So they tried to make me sign a non-compete agreement on my way out the door. I laughed to myself and politely declined. Yet I still took a consulting position in a completely different industry. After a couple months, former clients started calling asking me to work on some big projects. When I told them they would need to call Jerks Inc., they said they already had and my entire team had quit shortly after I did, leaving no one there capable of doing the work they needed. I decided to start a side business intending to work a couple weeks per quarter. But when word got out I was back in the industry, it quickly became more than a full-time gig. My old team had also refused to sign a non-compete when they quit, and they all ended up coming to work for me. The bigwigs at Jerks Inc. threatened to sue me for poaching clients and ex-employees despite not having a leg to stand on, and eventually had to contract my company for some of their upcoming projects requiring the services they could no longer provide in-house. When my team and I walked into Jerks Inc.'s conference room for the first project meeting, the managers stared down at the table. I couldn't hide my huge smile as I handed out our rate sheet, which was around 10 times more than they had paid us as employees. TL. Doctor. I quit working for a company where I was disrespected, grossly overworked and underpaid, and the company had to begrudgingly contract my newly created multi-million-dollar company with all of their ex-employees for the same work they had paid us a fraction to do when we were their employees. Edit. I noted I'm female because I work in a huge industry comprised of 99% men, while my all-male team was equally overworked and underpaid. I, copy girl, was the only one blatantly disrespected. Thanks for all the upvotes and comments on my first ever Reddit post.
This is so freaking awesome. You go girl. Did you make any copies while you were there, just to rub it in? Please sign this non-compete on your way out. You guys are really bad at this. You know that, right?
Well, they didn't pay you enough for the job you started out doing for them. But you're making them pay for that now. Great work. What a lovely story. And so well told. I enjoyed reading your words and phrasing. You are also a talented writer. Those early setbacks obviously didn't stop you being a good person. I can imagine your parents beaming with pride in your achievements. Applause. FYI, you may still be able to go after them because many places abuse the salary EXMPTOT thing. Being salaried alone does not make you exempt. You need to be making a certain amount of money. It was recently raised from $455 per week to $684 per week, or $35,568 per year. You also need to be in one of the exempt categories, which are primarily executive primary duty is management of 2 or more full-time employees. Administrative primary duty is office or non-manual work related to business operation. Professional primary duty is performance of work requiring advanced knowledge. Computer-related primary duty is computer or program design. Outside sales primary duty is selling products or services at the customer's place of business or home.
This is very satisfying. Great job and congratulations on your new company.
The best revenge is living well. Way to go. Fuck those guys. Well done, copy girl. You were so good at copying that you copied their company. Good for you. Why is it women are always unappreciated at work? I'm glad you were able to give them the middle finger after the crap they pulled. This feels like justice. Beautiful. I hope you feel like your hard work paid off in the end. Power to you! Exclamation mark. I ummed and ahed over whether or not this was ProRevenge right up to that last bit, where you slid the rate sheet and smiled. That right there. That was it. And the fact it was the old team as well, that was beautiful. This is exactly my life right now. I work harder and longer than anyone else in the office, but I am disrespected and taken for granted at every turn. Not to mention I make less than half what my male counterparts make, even though my responsibilities are double what theirs are. I am the only female in the office and treated less than every single day. I hope one day I have a similar revenge story to share. You've given me hope. Man, when we got laid off they tried to foist a non-compete on us too. Terms were hilarious, and basically we let them, if they wanted to, blacklist us from doing the work we were trained to do for a year plus. But we'll give you a pathetic amount of severance. Almost no one signed. They tried a revised one later, after they lost them, signed or otherwise, that gave more favorable terms, for less money. Fuck big corporations and them treating people like property. I'll never work in a place that has more than 20 people ever again. And thankfully, so far, I haven't had to. I am guessing your dad is happy, smiley face. Copy girl had me seeing red. Well done. You weren't even planning. The universe planned for you and executed. Like you are the queen of karma. Now you can tell the people there you are being well paid to copy stuff. I like this one. I bet those assholes at Jerks Inc.'s only takeaway was that women in this industry aren't trustworthy and are vindictive. I see it too often in my own industry. Men get a pass for being shrewd or tough negotiators, and women who do the same thing are uppity, or worse. Pisses me the hell off. I'm in awe. Well done. So very, very well done.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.